When we encounter these early Rishonim, these early medieval authorities, they say only to use wine for Kiddusha Rabbah. Rashi, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki, he's 11th century rabbi. He talks about using wine. Also, his grandson, Rabbi Shmuel ben Meir, Rashbam, and also Rambam, who we quoted from earlier, they all talk about wine. They don't seem to have a fail-safe. What is the plan B if you are wineless? Maybe just wine was something they had available, and it was unthinkable to be wineless.
Right. I mean, we're not just inferring from absence. Rambam and Rashbam, and I think we said Rashi also, but I didn't have a chance.
Yeah, Rashi, Rashbam, and Rambam. Yeah.
They say explicitly you can't use anything else.
Yeah, so they say just wine. Like it doesn't even cross their minds that you're going to use anything else. I did say I really appreciated Rabbi Avraham ben David's earlier approach. I loved his approach, his criticism against Rambam on the whole Kiddush question, Kiddusha Rabbah really specifically. He actually, however, and I'm distancing myself from this opinion, but he allows for Kiddush on bread. And I think he is also a Dasi Achida. He's really a singular voice in this matter. I think he allows you to do Kiddush on Shabbat day on bread.
Completely a Dasi Achida here. Right, which is interesting because we have a Gemara about doing Friday night Kiddush on bread.
And that's Rav. That sometimes Rav would do it on bread and sometimes
Rav would do it on bread, right?
And by the way, on the next page, he was once caught making Kiddush on beer even.
That's not why he is universally rejected, right? The reason he's universally rejected is because the Rosh's argument against him, which once the Rosh says it, right, it's just such a devastating argument.
Which is a great segue. So this is Rabbi Asher ben Yeḥiel, who is a late 13th, early 14th century rabbi. He's also the Tur, Rabbi Yaakov ben Asher's father. So he says a couple of different things in a couple of different places. I'm going to say the first thing, which is he says, if you don't have any wine, then you don't do Kiddush. Just go ahead and say the blessing. And apparently this is in a teshuvah of his. However, elsewhere, Rabbi Fried,
I have not seen that teshuvah. I'm only familiar with what he says. Yeah. You showed me the Piskei Harash, which is not written by him, so I don't give that much weight. But if it's in a teshuvah, that's certainly significant. I'd have to see the teshuvah.
But either way, he's not on the bread train. He's not okay with that. But however, elsewhere he says, you know what? Maybe you could actually make Kiddush on beer. So you can make if it is Chamar Medina, tofu yoter lekadesh al pas kevash. Okay, it's better to do this on bread because of kavod Shabbat, on this honoring the Sabbath. That's the nighttime. Aval baboker yiresh yivarech al sheher kodam birchas hamosa. You should actually do beer first, then bread.
Right. So there's a lot to break down here to make sense of everything you just said. So we got to go through, right? So Kamar Medina, right? Where did that come in, right? The wine of the state, the wine of the locality. So there is a Gemara that talks about using beer for Havdalah. There's a Gemara that talks about using beer for Havdalah if there's no wine available. And it says basically if it's Kamar Medina.
But by the way, I'm going to break in. It's Pesachim 107a for anyone keeping score at home.
If it is Kamar Medina, right? If it is the thing that people in that locality use instead of wine, what exactly that means is a topic for a different episode. But if it falls into that category, you are allowed to use beer for Havdalah. The Rosh says, there's a machloket in the Gemara, but the opinion that the Gemara concludes with says you can use it for Havdalah, and from there you can infer Kiddush also. The only opinion we know that says you can't use it for Kiddush also says you can't use it for Havdalah.
Yeah.
So that,
and now that we know we can do beer for Havdalah, then